up? It's Joe Ready from Ready's Rise. We're back here at Moss Acura of North Tampa. And guess what? I have that one German brand that is legendary when it comes to performance, especially when you see the letter M. What am I talking about? This vehicle right here. This is a 2018 BMW M2. But before we get into this twin turbocharged rear-wheel drive smaller performance car, let's talk about what's going on here. So if you look at new vehicles today, especially BMWs, there's been a lot of mixed reviews, especially when it comes to Rady's Rides. Now, the driving aspect, the performance is there. Of course, when it comes to styling, that's a little bit of a different point. When it comes to the M3s, the M4s, they really didn't get the styling spot on. And with the new M2, I feel like it's better, but it's still nothing like what you could have found with the previous generation. Now, another thing is obviously new car prices keep going up, up, up and away. So what I want to find out is if you're looking for a performance car and you don't want to break the bank, but you want something that brings the goods, is this the best way to spend your money? With this M2, why don't we go ahead, let's dive into this one and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, I love the color. One of my favorite colors ever, especially from BMW. It's called Long Beach Blue. And it's interesting because a lot of times when you see BMWs, they're white, they're gray, they're black, they're silver. Nice to see something that really has a great pop of color. Now, the front of the business, the styling was so spot on with this generation. You got your halo LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights, and LED turn signals. Working your way down massive corner air intakes for those heat exchangers, and you even have a functional corner air curtain. It's like one of those things. I really feel like a lot of brands, their previous generations, they got the styling so right, and then because they had to change it to entice new customers or to entice people to get rid of their old vehicle and get a new one, I feel like especially with BMW, they just went in a really cuckoo direction. This style, it's so aggressive, it's so classy, but it's also so BMW for the time. Now, as we come across that iconic kidney grill shape design, nice small grill, you got those vertical gloss black slots, a little bit of chrome around the perimeter. I actually don't mind it. It reminds me of the grills from the previous generations and different models of BMW. Now, I love this center large honeycomb flat black grill, fully functional with the splitter built in. And it just has, I don't know, when I think BMW, I think of this kind of style, especially when it comes to their M cars. And this is a true M car because there is that M2 badge looking good with the motorsports colors. But let me know what you think about the face of this M2 compared to a new M2. This looks so good. It really does. Now, as we rise up, you have that iconic Bavarian Motorworks badge. Everything flows nicely into the hood. A little bit of a bulge. Nothing too crazy. I'm okay with it. Coming around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So on this M2, you're gonna have these split spoke wheels, gloss black with the dark aluminum finish. You have your blueberry blue calipers, 4-piston calipers, M2 badging, and then look at the size of those rotors. Nice 2-piece rotor, aluminum hat with the fully cross-drilled rotor. It's interesting because even in 2018, the brakes weren't as ginormous as they are today, but you're still gonna get plenty of braking capability. And guess what? This is actually lighter than a new BMW M2. So think about it. If it's not as heavy, you're not gonna need as big of brakes, but definitely nice to see all the goods, the performance rotors. You got the M badging on the wheel and on the brake caliper itself. And then of course you have that adaptive suspension to really give you that ultimate in driving feel and feedback. Now coming down the side, oh, almost forgot. We got to talk about what's the size of this, right? This is a 19-inch wheel. Tires are 245 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and we got some sticky Connies on here, some nice Continental tires. Now coming down the side, you do have your M2 badge with a little bit of chrome finish to it. I am gonna zonk it because that's a non-functional side vent. From the side, I love the overall proportions of this generation M2. Very petite, very kind of ready to handle the twisty bits. Now you do have color matched on your mirror caps, LED turn signals. Up top, there's no sunroof or anything like that. I'm fine with that. You have color matched on your door handles. And then I like the way you have that nice side sill extension that extends down. Full aerodynamic efficiency. Even the way they did the quarter window. Look how large it is because you do have rear seats in the back. Now, as we drop down, you'll notice that flared fender. So you got that flared fender coming into the rear, and then you're still gonna have out back these 19-inch wheels. Tires are getting a little bit wider. So now what you're gonna have is a tire that's 265 on the width, still has the performance calipers in that blueberry blue color with your massive rotors. Of course, a limited slip diff out back. And then as we come around the back, Steven's gonna show off that nice flared fender as it comes into the rear taillights. Super clean design. You got a nice kick-up spoiler on your trunk. Of course, the M2 badge, and you have your full LED lighting. As we drop down to ground level, quad tip exhaust. Wait until you hear the exhaust. Staggered tips, nice stainless steel finish with a simple rear diffuser. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, they got it so right on this M2. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what they're bringing for 2018. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Underneath the hood, you'll notice the bracing that they add to the front of the vehicle. And then you have a tasteful engine cover. I like the way it has powered by M on top of it because this is a real deal M performance car. What do we got though underneath that cover? It's a 3-liter straight six twin turbocharged engine, 365 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. You can get a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Ours, unfortunately, has the 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Remember, beggars can't be choosers. 0 to 60 though in about 3.9 seconds, quarter mile in 12.5 seconds at 115 miles an hour, and the top speed is governed to 164 miles an hour. The great news is it weighs less than the new M2, 3,490 pounds. MPGs around 19 in the city and 27 on the highway. So I love to bring some of these previous generation performance cars, especially this M2, because this is my favorite, one of my favorite modern BMWs, probably my favorite modern BMW. I'll even take this over, believe it or not, a 1M. That's just me. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this straight six twin turbocharged power plant and hear what it sounds like. Hi guys, we are inside this Long Beach blue, my favorite color on this M2 and my favorite generation. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I see what you mean. I'm really loving the proportions of this car and I like the performance, but am I gonna like the price? Asking price for this one is $35,800. Brand new, they were around $59,000 starting. So just to give you an idea, but let's see what you get when you go 2018 M2 to the door panels. I like the simple, clean German style. You do have soft touch, then you have the Alcantara with the Long Beach blue stitching, soft touch on the armrest. It does have faux carbon fiber, which is a bit of a zonk on a BMW, but you do have the Harman Kardon sound system and the door pocket large enough for 2 bratwursts and a grape soda to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, the soft touch, more of this faux carbon fiber, which is a zonk. I'm a little sad about that. Slide on in, you have the older 8.8-inch infotainment system. It's fine. It does everything you need what else do you really want in this vehicle? Throw it into reverse. Backup camera's a little foggy. I mean, it's clear. It might just need to be cleaned. So I'll get Steven on that in a second, but at least it's a pretty good view. I just wish it took a little bit more. Let me see if I do that. No, I wish it took up a little bit more space than what it has. And then we're basically back where we started. Full touchscreen, as you can see. Easy to figure out what the heck you want, what you want it to do. And then we're basically right back where we started. Working our way down, you have your traditional German BMW audio controls with a CD player. So get the Pearl Jam out, get Soundgarden, even get a little bit of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. How about that? Taking me back. You do have dual climate control, which is great. Heated seats, no ventilated seats. Not on this trim, at least. Working your way down, I do like the way they have this little tray here for 2 track day Twinkies. And then there's a little door, watch. Open sesame, you got a 12 volt, 2 cup holders, and a USB-A. There's your start stop button to fire off the engine. I love the way you could just shut off that pesky auto start stop feature as soon as you fire up the vehicle. Like I said, the sad news is this is what we have for the gearbox. It's a 7-speed dual clutch, not the 6-speed manual. Now the interesting thing is, just so you know, there's no park here. They don't have park on the gearbox. There's just neutral. And then if you want to go into drive, now you're in drive. To actually get it in park, you just shut the car off. Just something you should know. You do have your performance button here. It's real simple, sport and comfort. That's all it needs to be. And I'm sorry, but this thing is reminding me of something very bizarre. I don't think I could say it on camera because there's probably some kids watching. But Steven knows what I'm talking about. You got your direct drive control knob, more of that faux carbon fiber. You're not fooling anybody. Leather on the mechanical e-brake with the Alcantara shift boot and the Long Beach blue stitching. Soft touch with more of that blue stitching. Let's see how we open this up. There we go. You do have wireless charging and a USB-A. There's no room in there for any snacks. So Twinkie slot up front is all you're gonna have. And then the seats, the leather, it's got the M badge embossed with the blue stitching, nice bolstering, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. There is no sunroof on this particular one. And you do have a rear seat, and you got plenty of room back here for actual grown adults. And there's AC vents, and there's a 12 volt. So that's nice. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind this really nice wheel, this M Motorsport wheel in this BMW. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your nice aluminum sill plate with the M badge. Remember, every M badge, that's an extra 2.5 horsepower. Pedal box, what is going on here? You have an aluminum dead pedal with the M badge, but then you have regular rubber and plastic pedals for the brake and throttle. That's a little bizarre. I do like the way, though, you have 2 memory seat settings, all the seat controls. I'm 6 feet tall. Don't think that this is too small. I promise you, they really got it right. They got it so right. Steering wheel, the nice leather. You have the motorsport stitching, the M badge, of course, flat black on the switchgear. Paddles, they are plastic, but they're on the larger side to go up and down that 7-speed dual clutch. It is a, what does this do? No, that's a heated steering wheel, if you were wondering. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel, and then you have a heated steering wheel. That's a very interesting button. That's an interesting place to put it. But at least you're not going to touch it on the wheel as you're going through your twisty bits. And then I like the way they do the gauges. You have these digital readouts, but you actually have physical needles. Really cool. I really, really like this vehicle. That's all you need. We don't need 20 different screens so you can watch, your cartoons on and stuff. No head-up display. Just keep your eyes up and look where you want to go. But why don't we go ahead? Let's get into the trunk, because guess what? We're in sport mode, which means I'm ready to go on throttle. So let's get to it. All right, guys, trunk time. Another great thing about this car is you have a very, very usable trunk. And this is a perfect daily driver. I mean, I know we talk about performance cars and what performance car is a good daily driver. This is a good daily driver. about 15 cubic feet of space. What I do love is that you do have a 60-40 split, so you could fold that down to get a little bit extra room. And underneath, you don't get a spare, no spare in the M2. You get a can of Flat Fix and an electric air compressor. Plus they have these little, somebody threw in these little, I don't know what these are. I guess you clip them on the door or something. Weird, but they're there and they're BMW. So you know that adds extra performance and horsepower to this vehicle. That's why they put so many M badges on this car. For every M badge, it adds another 2.5 horsepower. But why don't we go ahead? Let's do it the Radies Rides way. If you're ready, I'm ready. Hop in shotgun. Steven will sit in the back and we're gonna go on throttle in this M2. All right, guys, we left Moss Acura North Tampa. We're in this 2018 BMW M2. And I don't know, I just really love the way the interior is set up. The gauge cluster is so perfect because you have the analog set up with the digital lit numbers, and you got the nice shaped bezels. It's like all this other mumbo jumbo stuff is just for show. It really, really is. Steering feel, this is really where they were starting to come back into the whole ultimate driving machine with the communication, because let's be honest, BMW did lose its way a little bit when it came to overall driving feel. Now, I took the shift lever, I tapped it over to the passenger side, and that's gonna allow me to use the paddles to go through the 7-speed dual clutch. Let's do second gear. You ready? Actually, let's do first. The heck with it. Little pops and bangs. Love it. You ready? On throttle. Here we go. Nice. Chirping tire is a happy tire. On the brakes. Woo! Good input through the wheel. And it's crazy because every time you hit that paddle to go in the next gear, in sport mode, it's like you're getting kicked in the back by a horse. I like that. It's very purposeful. It's very precise. And it makes you feel like you're in something special. Now, there is sound being pumped in through the Harman Kardon sound system, which BMW likes to do. I guess the good news is it's not as fake sounding as the new stuff, but it's still there. But at least you do have some pops and bangs out the back as well, which is great. Small gear indicator, but it's better than no gear indicator. But the communication through the wheel is just really, really nice. And it pulls. I mean, this thing with the twin turbos pulls nicely all the way up to redline. Visibility out the front, even for a smaller vehicle, the A-pillars are pulled very far apart, which is great. We're gonna find out how a U-turn goes here in about 2 nanoseconds. U-turn time. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Visibility out the back is great. Suspension is tuned so nicely on this car. Nice thing is with the dual clutch, it's very fast shifting gearbox, whether you're going up the gears or down the gears. Roll on throttle. On the brakes. Ooh, look at that, yeah. Love it. I tell you, it's so tossable, so flickable. She wants to dance. I just wish I had a better road to dance with her. It's like, these are one of the cars, this is the type of car that if you're going to the Blue Ridge Parkway or driving out in North Georgia and such as Georgia, this is the type of car you want, man. It is fantastic. And even though I am sad that there's no manual, at least I'm in a 2018 M2. I mean, that's the cool news. But we're gonna go on throttle from a dead stop one more time, just for you. All right, I'm lying. For me too. You ready? I'm ready. On throttle, here we go! Chirp and chirp. on the brakes. Woo-hoo-hoo. Little decreasing radius here. Wow. I tell you, man, it's cars like these that just make life worth living. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's like I see people driving other types of vehicles that I wouldn't buy if you paid me, and they just look sad. They just look really sad. They're probably looking at me and they're like, man, look at that jerk with a smile on his face. That's right, I am a very happy jerk right about now in this M2. And the fact that it's obtainable, it's got the goods, no matter if you're comparing this to a 2018 performance car or to a newer performance car, it still has the goods. And then you're wrapped in luxury, simplicity. It's not as complicated as the newer vehicles. I like that. And then if you want to just drive normal, let me go ahead and put in drive. If you just want to drive normal, you don't have to use the paddles. It'll shift for you. Nice and simple. You go get your groceries, pick the kids up. I tell you, imagine mom or dad picking you up from school in this thing. Now we're talking. Especially if you launch it out of the school parking lot. Yeah, that's what I would love. Your kid would be the coolest kid in the whole school. But I hope that this has been a good, quick overall review of this BMW M2. We're gonna get back to Moss Acura and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split. All right, guys, another great day here at Moss Acura of North Tampa. Definitely got to thank Albert and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2018 Long Beach Blue BMW M2. Let me know what you think. For the money, is this the way to go if you're looking for something that is a pre-owned but does have the style and the performance that you want from a modern new car today? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Reds family. Got to give up to Stephen Flood. You know, he'll wake up in the morning and he'll get here when he gets here. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.